What is up, peeps? It's Jose and Natalie here. So excited. How are you, babe?
How are you?
You're gonna bring this up?
Can't notice.
You're gonna bring this
My
up?
husband looks a little bit like a lobster because he has very delicate skin and cannot handle being in the sun, even though you were hardly in the sun today.
I don't understand what happened. So we went to a beach because we had a family beach day.
Ocean City, New Jersey.
It was a cloudy day. I forgot to put sunblock on. I was under an umbrella most of the time.
But even though it's a cloudy day,
However,
overcast weather, typically,
I don't know what happened.
still sunburns people.
But it was like ridiculous. And I didn't realize that I was burnt until you guys were like, oh yeah, you're burnt. And then I got home. And you know how when you take a shower with like hot shower, like you take a hot shower and like you're burned.
You can feel the burn.
And it like stings.
Yes.
I felt it in the shower. It was not good. So, needless to say, after a great family day at the beach in Ocean City, I look like a flippin' red raccoon. And here we are today. What's up, everybody? This is us.
It's happening.
It's
Here
happening.
we are.
The podcast.
We have been talking about recording for a while and definitely for weeks. But life is busy and we're tired 99% of the time. So we just said, you know what? Today, it's happening. We're going to record. We're going to make it happen even after a beach day. So we wanted to kick it off and just kind of give a little intro, talk about who we are, why we're doing it. And so that's kind of what we are going to do today. So, Jose Lopez, why don't you tell the people who you are?
Tell the people about
Some
me.
people know him. If you're watching this, you probably know him. But you might not know him. Maybe. No, he's not famous. You have to keep him humble, guys. It's my job. That's what I do.
I'm not famous. I'm just messing.
However, some of you might not know him. Maybe you've stumbled across this. Someone shared this online.
First of all, can we talk about the fact that nobody knows me? Everybody knows you.
This is untrue.
It is so true. We'll discuss it.
We will tuck this away for another episode.
But the reality is you're the Instagram star. I'm just
a
normal guy.
800 followers hardly qualifies as an Instagram star.
People know you.
Okay.
People know you. It may not be worldwide,
Instagram thing,
but you are South Jersey famous.
Moving on, tucking this away for another day.
Mm-hmm.
Let us do a little introduction.
Okay.
Jose Lopez, why don't you tell the people who you are, because they might not know. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well,
not the whole story.
My name is Jose Lopez.
Thank you.
I am Natalie's husband, worship pastor, full-time, father, husband. What else? Realtor. Sometimes. Not
worshiper.
As much anymore.
You said that.
Yeah, worship pastor. What
Gamer.
else?
He likes to play video games. He's coming back.
I'm sure we'll talk about that on this wonderful podcast.
And what else about you should people know? Oh, he loves cycling. Come on.
Yes,
Tell the people
love
some of your hobbies.
Cycling. I love kayak bass fishing. I love gaming, and I love playing instruments and singing, and that's why I am probably a worship pastor. That and many other qualifications. Why don't you tell us about you, babe? Because you are so much more important on this whole thing than I am.
It's called Live, Laugh, Lopez. By the way, that's the name of this. It's Live, Laugh,
Welcome
Lopez.
to Live, Laugh,
I don't know
Lopez.
that we said that, but it's Live, Laugh, Lopez. It is equal parts, Natalie and Jose. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Natalie Lopez, and I am a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a friend. I'm a teacher.
Friend. A good teacher.
Thank you, sir. I feel my ego rising. I'm a teacher. I like to write. I like to read. I like to watch Netflix in my robe, if I'm being honest.
You live in your robe 90% of it. I wish we would have done this podcast in your robe.
Not yet. That's only when we're on like a super close basis.
We'll
we're
have
not there
to do
yet,
that on the next one.
So that's a little bit about me. I also am involved in ministry. I help out with worship. Sometimes it's like I'm still kind of figuring out like the
I'm
next.
trying to keep her in there, y'all. I am
I'm
trying to
trying to
keep her in there.
I'm trying to figure out the next pathway. But anyway, yeah. So that's a little bit about me.
Why did we do this podcast? Why are we doing this podcast?
Why don't you start?
Why do I always have to start?
Because I love to listen to you talk.
I don't even know why we're doing this podcast. Because the people asked for it.
No.
The public wants it.
Let me tell the story. So, some of you may know this, some of you might not know this. But when I was on my fertility journey, well, my journey through infertility, um, we have twin boys who are incredible. But when I was on my beginning the whole stage of like trying to be a mom, and we encountered the roadblock of infertility, one of the things that I did to cope with that was I started blogging. And I started blogging anonymously. And my blog was originally called The Road to Fertility. And I started blogging as a way to cope with like the struggles of infertility. And I really liked blogging because of the fact that I was doing it anonymously. Like I never used my name. I was able to become part of this like really cool online community and just connect with other people who were going through the same thing. Yeah. And it was a very healing process for me.
Yeah.
And so I journeyed through that, through like our whole process over the course of a few years. And then when I became a mom, my fertility or my infertility blog turned into a motherhood, spirituality type of blog, and I changed the name to talesofatwinmombie.com because Mombi,
That's a
zombie.
legit name.
Yeah.
Tales
and
of a
parenting
twin
in the
mombie.
beginning with twins, you honestly never slept. So I changed it into that, and my blog became more of like focus on spirituality, motherhood, and all of these different things. I also came out to the world about being a blogger and having a blog, and I started sharing it with the public. And I loved writing. I was extremely passionate about it. But then somewhere along the way, I felt like I had nothing left to say. And I felt like I was done with that phase of my life, which was kind of sad because I really do love to write and I do miss that part. But I felt like the door was closing and it was like over. And so it was like, okay, I know that I still have something to say. I still want to be able to connect with the world, but how do I move with where the world is moving?
Yeah.
To be honest, blogging is not what it was anymore. Things have moved to video content, as you can see. They've moved to podcasts. So I was like, you know what? Let's try this out.
Yeah.
People have suggested it in the past.
And we never really, like, we've always thought about it and talked about it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't really know about, like, we don't like all the attention, really.
Yeah, I know people are probably like, what? Because you're posting on Instagram all the time.
But we really don't like all the attention. And so we had this, like, weird dynamic of, like,
and it's not even
we wanted to do a podcast, but we also just weren't sure about it.
I think, too, my biggest thing is, why is what I have to say important to anybody? Like, why? Like, the world doesn't need another voice, another noise. Like, the world is so noisy, it doesn't really need why. Like, what's the point? I don't want to do something for no point. Like, not for the clout. I don't care about the clout.
Yeah.
Not for, like, just, there has to be a purpose behind why we're going to do something. So it was like, I'm not just going to do this to do this. However, I felt like if I'm able to use the things that we've gone through in our life, positive things and even negative things, to be able to help other people, or just to be able to say, hey, you're not alone. Like, if you've gone through something that's really hard and we've gone through a similar journey in some kind of regard, there's something really powerful about someone just saying, hey, I've been there too. Or like, hey, you're not alone, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So there's something powerful about being able to take something that was painful to you or something that was really hard, and now that's being able to help someone else, or that's able to encourage or give someone a different lens of how to look through things. And when framed in that capacity, it was like, okay, if this can be bigger than myself, then that's cool. Like, if that's something that we can do to help other people or to share, or like, on a broader spectrum, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think it's just cool to do something together.
Yeah. We
We
love
don't
doing things
we
together.
get to do stuff together, but I think it'd be really cool just to see like where this goes and to just do
Yeah.
something that we both enjoy because we have our own likes and dislikes and we have our own hobbies and like stuff like that. But like I love that actually like ministry and just stuff like this is stuff that we can actually do together and
Yeah.
actually enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And so, what for me, I'm actually looking forward to having fun on this podcast. So, Natalie can handle all
So
the
I
serious
sense,
stuff. I'll be the comedic relief.
first of all, let's be honest on who's funnier.
Oh,
Clearly, it's
come on.
me.
Come on.
Okay, we'll take that to Instagram
We will
court
give
another
it
day.
we will give it to the people to
However,
decide. I personally think I am the funny one, but it is what it is.
it's going to be more than comedic relief because you guys know he's a pastor. Pastors have wise words
Stop.
to offer. I am but a meager,
Oh, please.
normal person in
No
the
one,
world
you know what?
who just
Maybe we could do a whole podcast on
simply
this. Oh, we could talk about this
likes
right
to
now.
eat donuts.
Everyone knows. If there's one thing everyone knows about us.
Who's okay?
Okay, everyone, just everyone.
Okay.
All of our friends, family, church members, people, whatever the case would be. Everyone knows that if anybody has a need, they don't go to Jose, they go to Natalie. You are the people person. You're the person who loves people, you care for their needs, you care for their feelings, and you just do relationships well. No one ever comes to me.
I don't think that's completely true.
Hmm.
But I think that
Hmm.
what I'm hearing is I think what you're saying is I probably have like more of the softer side. You're more of a straightforward person. So I think people will come to you depending on what they're looking for.
You 100% have the softer side. There is no arguing that there. You care for people. Well, that's not a knock on you. That's actually a compliment.
Thank you.
You are extremely, extremely good at just loving
Caring for
people.
people.
You're
Okay.
actually you're better at pastoral care than I am. You really
You
are.
guys heard it here today on July, whatever day this is.
Natalie's the people person. I'm the get it done person.
And that's why we make a team. And before, back in the day, I feel like during the pandemic, sometimes we would hop onto Facebook Live and do like relationship stuff. And people responded to it. Again, this is always like shocking to me. I'm like, but it was kind of cool. So here we are being able to do something together. Yeah. And we are the kind of couple that we're really independent, but we also like to do things together. Yeah. Like when it comes to things that are really important, when it comes to like ministry, to life, to parenting, we are on the same page and we like to do things together.
I would say we are like genuinely 50-50 on like everything.
Yeah.
So.
And so we figured, you know what? Let us have a little passion project that we can do it together. Yep. That would be pretty cool.
So why do you feel like now would be like the perfect moment to do this?
Good question. So when we had this idea, like Jose brought it up, you're usually the person that kind of brings things to the surface.
I'm the dreamer.
Yeah, like he'll be like, we should do this. 99% of the time, my response is no, absolutely not interested. Yeah. Like for almost everything, just because I'm not one to just like jump on something. I have to think it through. I want to think about every aspect of it. And so I feel like you kind of had brought up the idea. Other people had mentioned the idea. And I was like, like, I don't know, whatever the case may be. But then we were going through a stage of transition in our life. There was like a lot of new things happening. And I just felt like I was not in a place to be able to start something else that's new. Mm-hmm. I wanted to make sure I was healed and like free and able to actually move forward before I go and try to do something else. So our church has this thing called Freedom. It's like a class that you go through for 12 weeks.
Which is phenomenal.
It's freaking awesome.
If you need freedom.
Yeah, if you need freedom, please comment or DM us. But because we're supposed to be running a freedom group in the fall.
Yes.
Plug.
It's going to be awesome.
So my big thing was like, hey, I want to go through the freedom first. I want to make sure that I'm free and like good to go in order to do this.
Yeah.
And I think too something I struggle with is I'm really like hard on myself, and I will also feel like I need to be in a perfect position before I can say anything to anyone else, before
Mm,
I can offer any advice to the world. Like that's probably not the healthiest thing, but my heart was in a good place of like, hey, let me just make sure I'm healed and I
yeah.
am in like a good place before I try to offer anything to the world.
Mm,
And so that was my whole thing was like, hey, once I get through this, we can revisit. Went through freedom, still took a few months to kind of just process, and then
yeah.
got to a place where I was like, hey, I think I'm ready to do that now.
And,
And here we are.
and then we kind of flipped too, because at that point, I was like, okay,
Yeah. It was
like I'll
like,
do it, just do it for you. But now I'm actually really excited about it. What do you think we're gonna like? What are we gonna like talk about? What are the things that we're gonna really like focus on in this podcast?
I think what I want it to be focused on is just real life.
Yeah,
Like, I want it to be focused on things that impact our life on the real. So I want to be able to talk about marriage. We've been
yeah.
married for 13 years. I
It's been a great 13 years.
we just celebrated our 13-year anniversary on Monday
Yes, it was phenomenal. We went
and
to Riverwinds Restaurant
in West Effort.
in
It was
West Effort.
awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah. But I think I want to be able to talk about that. By no means are we perfect, but I can say that I think our marriage is something I'm proud of,
Yeah.
and it takes a lot of hard work. And so I want to talk about marriage. I want to talk about parenting. I think that'd be fun.
Hmm.
I love our kids. I feel like we've learned a lot, and we're still learning. We are by no means experts, but what we've learned, and as we're continuing to learn, I think it'd be fun to just share, journey with you guys,
Yeah.
have you journey with us. I also think it'd be cool to talk about ministry. We've been ministry peeps since we were 16 years old.
Yeah. You being a PK.
PK,
For those of you who don't know what PK means,
pastor's
it's
kid.
pastor's kid.
Yeah, PK, and just like we have done so many
We've been involved in a
things.
lot of different aspects
So
of
much.
ministry. Worship, youth. I think
Yeah.
it's at one point one of us was involved in kids, and it's been
I'm not a kids person.
and
I'm a
we've
kids
done
person for
pastoral
my
ministry.
kids, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm most excited about talking about marriage. I really,
Tell me more.
I think that we genuinely, it's something that you and I are really passionate about. I think we definitely have a very healthy marriage, and we often find ourselves in positions where we're talking to other couples
Yeah.
about marriage, and I feel like that really brings life to us.
Yeah.
By no means are we perfect, and we're just gonna say right off the bat, we are definitely not perfect. We are not marriage
No.
counselors. We
And
are
if you know
not
us, if you're
professionals.
let me just shout this out. Like to those of our really close friends, like if you have walked there have been some of our friends who have
Yeah.
been with us since we were 16. They have seen
They have
the
seen
beginning,
the good, the
the
bad, the
good, the
ugly,
bad, and the
and we
ugly.
might have to invite some people onto
Yeah.
this podcast.
And they will tell you real fast. They will humble us super quick because they have seen it all. So
Yeah.
like if there's ever a place where you're thinking, oh, relationship goals, which people say, like we have been through.
Yeah.
And God has really strengthened us. So we're not experts by any means, but it's cool to just be able to share the things that we've learned and to
Yeah.
just share like
And I think we do
how
some
something to
stuff
offer.
to
Yeah.
offer and something to say. I think the problem with a lot of people not like actually doing something is that idea of, well, I have to have it all together,
Yeah.
and I have to have it all figured out, and I have to be perfect in every way before I can actually do something that's meaningful.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't think I think you actually oftentimes learn through the process of doing it. And you can't be like, I just don't think that the only people that can be of significant use
Are people that
or could do something that's like profound or awesome or can speak into something are the people that have it all together.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the truth is that most of us, 99.9% of the time, don't have it together.
Yeah.
And we learn just from the experiences that we have. And so we have a lot of experiences, and we love sharing about marriage and stuff and life. And you and I love to joke around and be funny, and we'll get a lot of that stuff too. But
Yeah.
I'm just really
This is,
excited about talking about,
yeah. And it's an
sharing
opportunity
our
just to be
lives.
real and
Yeah.
to just, like, share things that we've learned along the way
Hmm.
from a totally non-expert perspective. But even like I think it'd be cool to share on ministry
Yeah.
as well. Like, what does ministry look like when you have little ones? Like,
Mm.
we had twin babies. So what did that look like during that season of life? Like, what does ministry look like as their toddlers? What does it look like as their children? And actually growing into like these different stages. And they're not teenagers yet, but when they get there, we'll be sure to share what that's like. But I just think that's really helpful too, because some people don't know how to navigate that.
Yeah.
And like, we're still learning, but we can share the things that we've learned or things that have helped us that can help you along the way.
Yeah.
And anything with life, I just want it to kind of be about things
That's why it's
that we've
called
gone through.
Live, Laugh,
Lopez. And you guys helped
Lopez.
us come up with that name.
Yes. Shout out to whoever came up with that name,
Yeah,
because we literally
you're
just stole
amazing.
it and used it.
You helped us
And thank
from
you
that
to the
poll.
Instagram poll.
Yeah.
And we will be actually using Instagram polls to figure out different
Topics, questions, DM
questions.
us,
Maybe
like,
we'll do some live
put it in the
streams.
comments.
I'm
Yeah.
personally more for the live stream
I'm not a live
aspect.
stream person. I don't know if it's the trauma of the pandemic.
The pandemic and when we
And
were
we
doing
were,
church during
yeah, we were
COVID.
church planters during the pandemic. And so let me just leave that there.
And nothing worked.
And
Can't hear you.
live streaming was just, it was just not the fun.
It was grueling.
It was grueling. So when I think of that, I am
It
like,
triggers you.
I am so triggered. It's like terrible.
It's gonna be great though.
Okay, maybe we'll do it in
We've
the future.
got it figured out.
He's got it figured out. But yeah, that's kind of like our hope with that.
Yeah.
And
So I'm really excited.
yeah, I'm excited too. And we also want to thank people who've been like really supportive.
Yeah.
For this. You know who you are. But there's like a few people that have really encouraged us and come alongside us and like pushed us. I don't know that I would have jumped to this had it not been for different people who have encouraged.
And you know who you
Yeah.
are.
But I think like, because again, the struggle is like, well, what do I have to say that's important? And I don't want to just to talk. And like, I'm especially in a season of my life now where like, God is kind of teaching me about what really matters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like having a platform. It's not about being seen. It's
Yeah.
not about like God sees you. God sees me when I'm in the kitchen washing dishes, when I'm like cooking for my family, when I'm cleaning up, when I'm doing things that seem really minuscule and that seem really unimportant. It's still important.
Yeah.
So I think for me, like too, God has just been changing my heart on things that used to matter to me that just don't matter as much anymore, where I just don't care about them as much anymore. And so for me, I'm just excited to be able to share and like talk about those things. And I'm grateful for those of you that have encouraged us and that have believed in us and that have like,
and those who have spoken into our lives, our marriage, our relationship, like mentors that we've had over the years that we've learned from. I think it's worth mentioning some of them because we wouldn't be where we are today if we didn't have some of those people in our lives. You know what I mean? Our marriage wouldn't be where we are. Our ministry, where we're at in ministry wouldn't be where we are. But I would agree with you in that as well, that's something that like the Lord is dealing with me, and in the fact that like I feel like for so long I was chasing after the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next platform, and the next platform, and the next platform, and I'm finally at a place where I realize like God really doesn't care about any of that stuff, and like He cares more about me just being a son, and me just being a father and a husband, and that like everything else is simply just an opportunity that I get to glorify Him from my place of just being a son in Him,
Which is flipping awesome.
And it's flipping awesome.
Because I think it's really hard in this day and age, and like in culture in general, like this culture is all about like self magnification and like the more you're seen, the better platform, like the more followers, like the more people are about you, the more important you are. And I feel like God has really flipped that over for me, probably for both of us, where it's like my prayer has just been like, God, less of me, like less, like decrease, decrease, decrease. It's translated in different ways where I'm like, I don't want to be seen. I don't even care about being on the platform. Like, I'm not about it. It's whatever. just because when you really find out what actually matters, when you find out like that literally none of that matters and that it just matters about like who you actually truly are, who God actually see, like your authentic self, like who are you? What does God see? You know? I think that's like really, really important. And so that's kind of where we're at. Like we just want to be able to share that journey. What do you think our release? You want to talk to them a little bit about what our release will look like and like.
What do you mean by release?
So how often are we going to be dropping episodes?
So right now we're looking at, so these are going to be pre-recorded. So we're looking at recording them over the weekends. I'm thinking we're going to drop them on Mondays, every other Monday for now. If we can get it to a good rhythm, then we will do a weekly thing. But for now, it's going to be bi-weekly, twice a month. And it'll be released every Monday.
Yeah.
And people can go watch it on YouTube or listen to it through the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and we want to know topics that you feel that would be beneficial to you. Like, what would you like to tell? Like, what would you like us to tell you more about so that we can give you insight? So this episode is just kind of our introductory, like where we're at in our journey of even starting this and kind of like what we're going to be talking about. Something that we thought we would dive in a little bit more as we were planning. One of the things that I mentioned earlier was that I struggle with feeling like I have to have it all together first before I can do something.
Yeah.
You know? And so what would you say to that? Like to a person that's kind of like, hey, I need to be perfect first before I can do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that you see that anywhere in the Bible or anywhere in real life. Oftentimes God would use people in their imperfection to do and prove himself to be perfect. So I would say just trust God, be obedient. If God is asking you, calling you to do something, he's not asking you to be perfect. He's just asking you to be surrendered. And so just put your hands in his, put yourselves in his hands and be faithful to whatever God's calling you to do. And also be okay with the learning through the process of like, allow yourself the chance and the ability to mess up, to make mistakes, to even fail sometimes, because oftentimes we learn more through failure and messing up than we do through having everything together.
Yeah.
And so just push past it. Like you don't have to have it all together. I don't have it all together.
I know. Trust me. I mean, no, just kidding.
No, we don't have it all together. Yeah. And I genuinely believe nobody has it all together. And so just give yourself some grace.
Yeah.
And also trust in the grace of God to be able to just kind of push out of your feelings and out of your comfort and to set yourself up to mess up sometimes.
Guys, look at him preaching to me.
Oh, stop it.
Right here, right now. That's a word. What do you think like is something that you're learning currently? You kind of talked about like where you're at in the journey with like God and kind of what he's showing you.
I'm learning to be okay with myself.
Tell me more about that.
I'm learning to be okay with who I am, flaws and all. I'm learning to be okay with the person that I have become and also why I've become the way I've become.
Yeah.
You know, as you know, you and I are going through a lot of counseling and therapy, me personally, and every day I have to tell myself and tell the little boy inside of me that he's safe.
You're okay, little Jose.
You know, but it's also comforting to know that like I'm not crazy, I'm not screwed up. You know, my life experiences have made me the way I am, but also God has created me to be the person that I am.
Yeah.
And so that includes flaws and all, you know, like my strong personality. You know, I've always struggled with that and like asking the Lord, like, okay, God, why did you create me this way? And I'm starting to realize that like God created me the way that he wanted to create me so that in my redeemed state I could be extremely beneficial to the kingdom of God. Yeah. And so in my strong personality can be used as a strength in the kingdom. And so
you heard it here, guys.
I'm learning to be okay with who God made me to be.
Yeah. And just touching too, like he mentioned counseling.
Yes. We believe in counseling.
Lord, can we
we're gonna do an entire podcast
it's not
on counseling.
And
and therapy.
it's not episode 1, but just to touch
Yes.
on it, because he kind of dropped it. He's like, yeah, we do a lot of counseling, we do a lot of
Yeah.
therapy. So this is a new concept for us.
Mm-hmm.
First off, in my culture, I'm Spanish, I'm Puerto Rican, Hispanic, and in Hispanic culture, I feel like mental health or just even like counseling in general,
Yeah.
and also Christian culture, Christian Spanish culture, whatever the case may be. I feel like it's something that's not talked about, or it's kind of like not needed. It's being talked about more
And
in
it's
2022.
sad. It is
But
because of all
it's
the
not
mental
something
health issues
ever that like
yeah.
growing up was a thing that I
Mm-mm.
even heard about. Like
Yeah.
you didn't tell people about your problems.
It was
That's
frowned
none of their
upon.
business, frowned upon, whatever the case may be. When we made a transition into a new phase of life, one of the things that was encouraged for us to do was counseling.
Yeah.
And initially, my thought was, why? We don't need it. Like,
Yeah, we're
and
good.
it wasn't in a cocky way, but maybe it was arrogance.
It was.
It was like, why?
100%.
Why do we need it? Like, our marriage is good. Like, what's this for? This is for people who are whatever. Definitely had like the stigmas attached to it. And I was like, not about, we were both dreading our first counseling appointment.
The stigma is that counseling is for people who are
screwed
just
up.
totally screwed up.
Yeah, that was the stigma that we definitely had.
And we genuinely didn't believe that we were screwed up.
Which is so arrogant of us to be like, we don't need it, whatever the case may be. We got this.
We're good. We're having it all together. I'm 35 years old. I've been pastoral ministry.
Listen, can I tell you, and we'll save this for like an episode actually about counseling, but counseling for our marriage has strengthened us so much. It has helped me understand my husband in a way that I have never understood him before. It has helped us learn each other in ways that we have never learned each other before. Like, honest to God.
And I always felt like we had a really strong communication skills in our marriage. I felt like we communicated very well throughout the, first 12 years of our marriage.
Yeah. I mean, the first year was a little sketchy.
Yeah, the first year was a little sketchy.
Because we were newlyweds.
But we've grown a lot in our communication. Yeah. But we still, even now through counseling, have been learning how to communicate even more.
It's crazy.
With each other. And it's just, it's mind-blowing. It really is.
Yeah.
And so, it's been incredible. I wish that we can have our counselor, living with us. To just feel
totally like healthy,
to just totally not healthy, but it'd be awesome to just go to the attic and be like, hey,
we need you.
Can we have a session?
But it's been something that's really helpful. And like I said, we've been able to learn each other so well.
Yeah.
So wherever you're at in your stage of life, married, single, whatever stage, I don't care what your relationship status is, please get a counselor.
Yeah.
Get someone that you can talk to that is unbiased, that has no connection to any other part of your life, that can literally just talk to you and help you through. We all have gone through some kind of issue in our life. Yeah.
And anyone who claims they don't have issues,
you have issues
just
because
lying.
You said that
you've got issues. Exactly. You've got issues because you said you don't have issues,
which means you have issues.
And there are issues in your life. I just know, for me personally, there are issues that have crippled me for the majority of my life that I never dealt with, that I thought I dealt with.
Yeah.
But going through counseling and therapy has helped me that I never dealt with.
Yeah.
And it's just been so freeing and so liberating to know, okay, this is why I behave the way I behave. This is why I think the way I think. This is why I react to certain situations the way I do. And having the right tools that are given to you to be able to overcome those things and to combat those things, and to it is so good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's important, and I would just recommend it. And also, in saying all of that, let's talk about our audience of who this podcast is for.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think people listening to it might think, oh, they're married and they said it's going to be, marriage is one of the topics they're going to talk about, so this podcast is not for me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No. This podcast is for everybody.
Yeah.
If you are a human.
Married or single.
Yeah. If you're a human, then you can probably get something out of it.
Something.
Yeah.
Anything.
But it's not geared at just marriage. We're going to touch on marriage, but it's not the sole topic of our podcast.
Yeah.
And we want to be able to reach different people in different phases of life. We have come from different backgrounds. I have gone to college and have gotten a college degree. I'm a teacher now. My husband did not. He went through a different way. Like he went through the career path. Like, and so there's different things we can talk about. Like
on that.
His upbringing, my upbringing, like dating, all of those different things. Breaking up because people always hear our story.
Are we genuinely gonna do the breakup story?
No, we're not gonna.
Today.
No, definitely not doing it today. But I'm just saying, like, I think sometimes people.
I'm not afraid to go there. We can go there.
The story, and they assume like, oh, you guys are so cute. Like it was perfect. Like, and everything was amazing. Great. Guys, if I bring in some of our friends that like walked with us,
and we will,
we went through some stuff, y'all. Like it was not this seamless thing.
It's still not the seamless thing. It ended well,
and it's great, but like there was drama, okay, during those dating stages. So just to say, like, please don't look at the relationship
and discount
and be like relationship goals, like everything was great, and like no, we're gonna share our journey with you. We're gonna share like what it was like for a pastor's daughter and someone who grew up in church her entire life to be dating someone that was newly saved and like
from the hood,
like totally different background. What did that look like? So those are things that we're excited to share about, and also just life. Like we both have jobs. Like he has a job that is connected to ministry and to church. I have a secular job, like a regular.
How do we balance
like how do you balance that, and just different things like that. So I hope that as you're listening to us talk to you and just share what it's about, like that you'll feel like there's something that's
for you
in this for you.
That will help you, that will bless you, that will make you laugh, probably make you cry, maybe even make you angry. Who knows?
It's okay. We like to make people mad. It's our hobby. Just kidding.
It's all good.
Before we end our segment, I think it would be fun if we share 3 like fun facts about us that people might not know, or maybe that like close friends know but other people don't.
Do you want to start it off, or you want me to start
it off? I want you to start it off.
3 fun facts that people don't know about me.
That people might not know about you.
That people might not know about me.
It could be like something as silly as like.
I'm gonna do the silliest one that everyone laughs at me for, right?
So then, what is it?
I cannot read lips for the life of me.
Oh my god, guys. It is so
We have had
annoying.
So many awkward moments.
Literally, it is the most annoying thing in the world when I am trying to communicate to this man.
I cannot read lips
discreetly
for the
about
life
anything.
Of me.
Like it could be an emergency. It could be like, bro, your zipper is down,
and
like you're in front of 800 people. And I'm like,
and like I see this, but it does not calibrate in my mind.
There has never been a time where this man has successfully read my lips.
It's so bad.
It is so annoying.
If our life was dependent on
it would be horrible, guys.
Being able to be discreet and read lips from somebody that's trying to communicate an important message. Listen to me. If the country is at stake because somebody needs to communicate something through me. To me,
it ain't happening, y'all.
Through like lipping, it's not bad. I mean, or lip reading, it's just bad. It is not.
It's pretty sketchy.
It's not good.
It's extremely annoying. I'm glad you brought that up.
That's a fun fact about me. Genuinely, my favorite soda is Dr. Pepper. I think everybody knows that about me. Probably.
Give us something people don't know.
But more specifically, black cherry Dr. Pepper? Oh, that's
if you can find it. I feel like I haven't been able to find that.
God genuinely created that drink himself, specifically for me.
We have soda addictions, y'all. For us. We need freedom, like legit need freedom from this. But
we do have a soda addiction. It's pretty bad. The third thing about me, I think a lot of people probably don't know that I like kayak bass fishing, right? You think so?
Guys, are you kidding me?
Do a lot of people know that about me?
Bro, you're really bad at this game.
I'm really horrible at this
Everybody knows. In fact, I posted a whole Instagram story about how you had a picture of yourself.
Oh, we're not doing this again.
Listen to me, guys.
We're not doing this again.
We're doing this again right now. Listen, friends. This man, I go to his computer to see something, and what should be a screensaver of his beautiful wife with his beautiful children is a screensaver of a fish, y'all. him holding a
It is
fish.
not a fish. It was a fish that I caught,
I
and it was one
don't
of the
care the
first
details.
fish I caught.
I know, but I'm like, bro, like, could you give us some love? Like,
I mean, you're on my Instagram. You're on
no, I don't care
Facebook.
about that.
You're on
That's nothing to me.
everything.
It's literally nothing to me. If I'm not on the screensaver or the background of your computer,
24/7.
and it better be your cell
You're
phone
on the
too.
screensaver of my
No.
phone.
But either way, I was extremely offended. So yes, people know.
Okay.
Because you went through
Well,
a whole
what's a
phase.
third thing? I don't know. I like.
A fun fact. Think about like.
Fun fact: I won prom king in high school.
Oh, that's a sour fact. We're not going to talk about that. Guys,
Oh
won,
man.
Well, I'm
Oh
only,
God. No, we're not doing
We're not
this.
going there, but
Not yet.
I will only say this.
You said for a fun fact, a lot of
It's a
people
fun
don't
fact.
know
All right.
that I won prom king
I'm
in
not
high
going to say
school.
anything about it, but congratulations. I'm really proud of you that you won prom king in high school.
Okay.
At a prom that I did not attend because okay. Moving forward.
All right. Those are my three fun facts about you, Natalie.
Okay. A fun fact is when I was a child, my family had a band.
Oh, that's right.
And we sang.
Yes.
So I come from a pretty big family. My mom's side is pretty big and like extremely musical and ridiculously talented. Like
ridiculously.
They are ridiculously talented. I'm not even giving myself credit, but they're like my uncles and like my mom, like
cousins.
They're just amazing.
Yeah.
My cousins, they all have, right? So we thought to ourselves, or someone thought, like, let's form a family band, right? If you have a bunch of people that can, like, hello, right? Naturally. So we formed a family band, and
what was the name of the family band?
I don't even remember. But all I know is that I was given a part where I had to rap during this song.
Come on, babe. Give us some bars. Give us some bars.
The song was, I have decided to follow Jesus.
And you rapped it?
No. Wait, no. I don't know if it was that song. It was a song, but either way.
Come on, drop some bars
right now. My
rap
line, it was, ever since I met the Lord, I never been the same. The blood he shed washed my sins away. He changed my life, my heart, my spirit too. If you listen to him, he'll do the same for you.
I don't know why I'm like so extremely attracted to you right now for doing that.
Calm down. This is a G-rated show.
Just did something for me.
Okay, take it down a notch, guys. So, that's one fun fact about me, that I had to perform this at like Sweet 16s and at other things.
Did you have like a rapper name when you did that?
No.
No?
But it should have been like Little Natty or
Little
something
Natty.
like that. But it was embarrassing when I think about it, but I felt so cool at the time. People would be like, oh, oh, oh.
Considering, never mind.
So, that's one fun fact about me. Number two, something.
Did you wear a backwards hat when you did that?
No, I wore like a little Pentecostal starter pack outfit.
Oh my gosh, so you did it in your Pentecostal outfit?
Or like a
with
skirt,
the long dress and long skirt and
probably
the
like
flats?
a skirt, probably like some flats with socks, like the little black flats that you wore.
Did you have the bun too?
No, but probably like, you know, the little socks that had the frill around them that you folded over so the frill part could stick out? Maybe that was an outfit. I don't know. I'm just guessing at that.
Was it a jean skirt?
I don't know.
Was it that Pentecostal?
Who cares?
Okay.
And we are
Second
pro. And listen, this is not a dig because I would still consider myself to be Pentecostal
absolutely.
girl. I would consider myself still to be Pentecostal girl.
Modern Pentecostals.
I would still consider myself to be a Pentecostal girl. Pentecostal. But yeah, so that was one fun fact about me. Another fun fact about me that people might not know is
how do you top the rapper thing? But go ahead.
There's nothing that will top that. I've watched Gilmore Girls probably like 700 times in my life.
Oh, yes.
I love Gilmore Girls.
The Gilmores.
I think Jess is like the best. I'm always the person that likes.
You have a thing for bad boys.
Why do you think I married you? A bad boy turned to a good boy. Holla. But yeah.
Saved, sanctified, and redeemed.
Okay. So, yeah, I've watched that show probably like 10 billion times because it is incredible. I don't know if that's really a fun fact because I'm not good at this, even though I came up with this idea.
You just criticized me for not being good at this.
And then number 3, what do you think is a fun fact that people
No,
should
no.
know?
I had
Okay,
to
help
answer
me.
my own fun facts.
I know, but just think, brainstorm for me. Something fun that like people might not know.
Fun that people don't know about you. Oh man, you love all things s'mores,
It's
but
not
that's
really
not
a
really
fun
fun.
fact, but I would just say probably something that's a fun fact about me that people, I mean, I like to record silly videos, but something that people might not know that's new is that my best friend, Stephanie, I have a few best friends. Shout out to Gabby, shout out to Stephanie, shout out to all my friends. Hey there. But Stephanie and I used to have a YouTube channel, guys.
Oh yes.
This YouTube channel, it still lives on the internet.
This YouTube channel needs to make a comeback.
It still lives on the internet, but the internet, like, this was like 20 years ago.
I think.
Or literally maybe like 15 years ago.
We need to bring back.
Okay.
Paris Blush.
The point is, on this, we had a YouTube, and like it was almost like SNL. Not really SNL, but like.
Are you I love you, but did you just genuinely compare your little YouTube channel to SNL?
It wasn't okay. So it actually was nothing like SNL. What I mean by that is that we had characters. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
I was saying like we had characters. And one of our videos actually had like 15,000, 10,000 views. I don't know. It was like the silliest video ever. It is so cringe now to watch. And her and I sometimes will like go to the YouTube and we'll exchange videos and just crack up over the things that we did.
We might have to.
This is like pre-marriage during the dating stages.
Yeah.
And like having sleepovers. That's a fun fact. And there are some people out there who might know who the character Paris Blush is and like some other characters out there that exist. We also have a workout video that is available that will help you. It will make you laugh or just make you feel extremely awkward inside. But that's a fun fact.
So you were trying to become a TikTok star before TikTok was a thing.
Listen, before TikTok was a thing, we literally made videos all of the time.
You know what? I think you guys invented TikTok and didn't get the credit for it.
We made videos. It was our way of releasing steam, and we're both just like silly people. Something that you'll also find is that I am not a very serious person. I can be really serious, but I don't take myself very seriously.
No.
Being married to me, like I always tell him, I'm like, aren't you happy you don't have a boring life? Like, aren't you happy that I can make you laugh every day?
I'm absolutely thrilled
and
every day.
Like, barely entertained. Like, he'll just be like, you're ridiculous. Like, what are you doing? But that's the point. If you're being married, if you're married to someone, you want to be able to laugh a little bit and have some fun. And so, those are some interesting things.
Marriage is very boring if you can't have fun with the person you're married with.
Guys, don't marry a boring person. Literally, life is too short to be married to a boring person and to a person who is just plain old Barry. Like a plain old Barry type of guy. You know?
Yeah.
You want a little sazon in your life.
Sazon, nice.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Nobody wants bland chicken, okay? So, that being said, guys, that's kind of like all we have. Just a little introduction, a little bit of knowledge on who we are, what it's going to be about. And our next episode, you are definitely going to want to tune in.
Yeah.
We have some interesting topics that are going to be happening.
It's going to be spicy.
We're going to be bringing guests on here.
Yeah.
Literally, we plan on bringing guests on here. There's a chance you might be on here. If you're friends of ours, we have like some ideas.
Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in to our first episode. Do you have any last words?
Awesome. Nope. I am super excited to allow people in to get a glimpse of what it's like to see us and like live with us, basically. The unfiltered version of Jose and Natalie.
I mean, you guys honestly see it.
Yeah.
They're like, we're pretty unfiltered. But you'll see the like
pretty good glimpse now.
Yeah. It's like the full live of it all. So I'm excited too, but thanks guys for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Please, what do they say during these? They're
what
like,
is it like?
Like, comment,
subscribe, share,
follow us,
whatever,
on Instagram, or I don't know.
If you don't, then we're never gonna be your friends ever.
Yeah, but like, help us out. Leave a review. Is that a thing? Like, can people leave reviews? Do we set it up like that?
No, it's
I
just a
don't know
comment.
yet, but leave a
Actually, I
comment.
don't know. The podcast might be able to.
Maybe leave a review. We don't know
We're
what's
trying to figure
happening.
this thing out. We don't
We're
know what we're
figuring it
doing.
out as we go. But either way, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you
On the
next
flippity
time.
flip. Is that a thing? A
No,
flippity flip.
please stop. Bye, guys.
Deuces.